I hope you are enjoying making a little fun of me as I navigate an ongoing health journey. It's not even a battle. It's just a dumb way that I deal with things. So the post is used to set up something that I have borrowed and taken and worked on with other people in other ways. You might read Michael Hyatt's Full Focus Planner, and he talks about certain areas. I've seen this in Tim Keller and how his church had previously trained people to think about their areas of life. A guy that I've worked with called Carl Pauline has used these and calls them areas of focus. I've decided to name them areas of stewardship because I think of it like this: regardless of your view of the area's existence or your affirmation of them, these areas exist for everybody in some way. Now, maybe you don't want 8, maybe you want 5, maybe you think there are 10, maybe you think there are 12. I'm not bringing things down from on high, down from the mountain to tell you what they are. I'll tell you these 8 areas and how I use them. So 8 areas, you saw the one on health and fitness. I'll write about other ones moving forward, but here are the 8. And then I'll tell you how I work on them and what we'll see moving forward. So here are the 8. First area is your identity and purpose, being able to define that clearly, your core understanding of who you are, why you exist, what you care about. Secondly, your spiritual life, your inner life, spiritual practices, your relationship with God, what grounds you. I would venture that even the person watching this who says, well, I don't believe there's a God, believes there's a spiritual life, which is an interesting thing, right? Is that there is this recognition that there's something beyond just what we see physically or what we deal with. Third area is your vocation and contribution. Not everybody gets money for their contribution, but everybody, vocation being that calling, is operating in an area that contributes to something. So it would be your work and your service, the way you use your gifts and talents to benefit others. Fourth area, family and relationships, your closest connections, marriage, parenting, family, friendships, community. You might not have all of those relationships, but you have some or all, and they are there as something for you to nurture and develop. Health and fitness, that was what this post was about, the one that you're hopefully laughing at about me, toward me, to me, in. Your physical, mental, emotional well-being. How are you taking care of your body? How are you eating? How are you moving? That is a huge one that so many of us neglect. Another one that gets neglected are your finances, your handling of money, resources, planning, giving, saving, investing, all that whole world of how you are handling the area of finance. Another one that, and Carl Pauline has this, I really liked it, which is personal growth, which is your commitment to growing your mind, your heart in new ways. Just how are you stretching yourself just personally to grow? Not professional development, which your company might pay for, but personal growth. How are you actually getting better? How are you growing? And so I have some specific things I'm doing just this year to just grow personally. And then finally, rest and renewal. Some people might call that Sabbath. I actually don't usually even use the word Sabbath. I might say rest or renewal. How are you resting? But your rhythms of restoration, recreation, travel, hobbies, everything that refills you, refuels you, and helps to keep you functioning. So you're in the health and fitness post, and you saw my sentence. And I think the best way to kind of move through this is each one you begin to identify a core reality that you want to see. Kind of, this is what I want, or this is what I think would be ideal. And then from there, you begin to build habits and structures that get you further down the road. So you'll see, and it might be over the course of months, but you'll see more comments and writing on these 8 areas and what I'm doing in each of these areas, because I actually review mine now monthly, and I tweak it and I adjust it because, again, I'm not bringing things down from the mountain. They're not etched in stone. But as I look for these anchor points in my life, these kinds of statements and creating them help me to just see how I'm doing. If you haven't done that, I would invite you to consider it. You can shoot me a note. I'll send you all 8 areas. But other than that, just be looking for these kinds of posts and ideas moving forward. And you'll probably see them alternating more often than not as I have both life and leadership posts in the Substack. Thanks for listening. Thanks for reading. Looking forward to being on the journey with you.